Luka's about to get swept. That's the reality we're facing right now. Game 4, there won't be any joking in the warm-up line. There won't be any like classic goofy Luka laughing around while his team's losing and missing shots. No, this is like DEFCON 5. This is the absolute worst case scenario. This is the apocalypse for the Dallas Mavericks, for a team that just came off beating one of the better regular season teams we've seen in NBA history. NBA history. But can we see a comeback? Let's look at the magic meter, because the magic meter, it's never wrong. It's never wrong. And what do you know? It's giving them a chance. A chance. There is still a chance to be the first team in NBA history to come back 0-3. You know, I had the Warriors winning the series in 7. I still think they're going to win this series, maybe 6 games. Now, you know, Luka's impersonation of the flu game was awesome. Couldn't even tell he was sick. Classic Luka. He's been awesome all series. Unlike, you know, the forgotten Game 2 of the 2019 NBA Finals when Stephen Curry was sick. Very forgotten now. Stephen Curry was sick. 2019 Game 2 NBA Finals against the Raptors. They ended up winning that game, but Curry was bad. That's a forgotten game. Anyway, assuming that he's healthy, just because knowing he's the second best player alive, which he is the second best player alive, you know, his team can win this series. It can happen. And if it did happen, nothing would change from the way he is playing. It would just be in how his teammates play. And for them to blow 4 games, the Warriors, they would have to collapse. That's just the reality. The Mavericks supporting cast would have to show up, and the Warriors would have to collapse. And that won't happen because of, like, the Warriors have 3 electrifying guards that can swing a quarter at any moment, any game at any moment. Okay, and I love how everyone's been talking about the old NBA days have been dead, that there's been a passing of a torch from the LeBron era with the Mavs and the Celtics and the Heats, and you know that might be true, but can we just talk for a second? How awesome is it having Steph Curry back? How awesome is it having someone as gravity-defining as Stephen Curry to watch in a conference final? A guy who can do this. He did this in Game 1 in the space of 6 minutes. It's a short list of guys in NBA history that can do this in 6 minutes of a conference finals. And this isn't even the best Steph Curry. Okay, now that was the first game the Warriors laid the smackdown on the Dallas Mavericks. And you remember, you know, everyone was saying, we had a lot of excuses coming out, you know, that this was just a feel-out game, right? That, you know, it's just for Luke. It's like LeBron, remember? Game 1, he just throws him away because he's trying so many different things. It's one of the worst excuses ever. I don't know. If someone says that, it's ridiculous. You don't just throw games out trying to feel things, okay? You know, but anyway, look, we know this series, it hasn't been on Luka. Firstly, Luka Doncic is better than Stephen Curry. He is better than Stephen Curry. He doesn't need more playoff games to get rooked, you know, by the more experienced Warriors. He can beat you down in more ways than Curry. He's better inside than Curry. He has such solid passing that it almost matches, you know, the attention that Curry absorbs. He's also just bigger, which means he doesn't get, you know, rushed as easy. He plays at his pace. You know, he's more reliable on a switch. So it's not Luka. Luka Doncic is the best player in this series because he's the second best player on the planet. First one, he's eliminated. Giannis. So he's locked and ready, healthy or sick, but this isn't a game of one-on-ones. That's what we know. Klay Thompson, while he's up and down a little, he can completely swing a game. Like we saw this in the Grizzlies series. He might be playing great now. Klay Thompson's Klay Thompson. I also like Jordan Poole more than I like, you know, Jalen Brunson, just slightly. I trust him more as a Robin to handle the offense more. I trust a Draymond Green for his skill set on both sides of the floor more than I like a Spencer Dinwiddie for his offense and his passing. Okay, so far, what's the point tally at? Okay, it's not a game of one-on-ones, even though usually the best player wins the series. Now, it's not over just because of that. Because the Mavericks have a player that can be, we know this, he can be the best player on a championship team. He's already there. They also, you know, they should have a defense to match the Warriors. They're not really executing well. But even with Luka being, you know, such a triple A superstar, the Warriors' spark players, I just like them more than I like the Dallas's spark players. You know, even if this series, by the way, if it goes down to 7, when it's, you know, if it goes in these if it goes deep in the series in these later games, we don't know. Are you going to be able to rely on Dinwiddie? I know I can rely on a Draymond. I know that. Now, Dinwiddie, awesome. He was awesome in Game 7 of the Phoenix Suns game when the Suns collapsed, less than the Mavericks. But that game was also, that game was over by the first quarter. It's been awesome watching this Dinwiddie express train. It's been a great narrative all year. But there's a reason he only wins $1 if they win the championship because, he started the season on a Wizards jersey. He's dynamic with Luka. It's not peaked yet for them to be close to winning a championship. But, Luka's so great. He's a vet in this league, Dinwiddie. He's not a playoff vet in this league, okay? There's so much more. I like the Warriors' sample size of their unity. I know their product. We know the Golden State Warriors product. Even though they've taken some bumps along the way, they're not the same team they were in 2019. The Mavericks, we don't know their product yet. They're not a proven product. I'm under no delusion that the Warriors, as presently constructed, are not the same team they were in 2019. I get that. Clay is not the same. Frankly, Stephen Curry is not the same. He's on the decline. It's very, very slight. You can look deep in the numbers. It's very slight. But this isn't prime Steph. Okay? But if the Mavericks can take this to 7 games with Luka behind the ship, well, the Warriors won't fold as easy as the Suns did, but they're in just as big of a threat. Okay, whether Luka's supporting cast shows up or not, if it reaches 7 games, which I know I'm asking for so much right now, I trust Luka. Now, like I said, this is apocalyptic for Dallas. It is. But if you can swing Game 4, turn Game 5, Luka becomes a demigod in Game 6, and all of a sudden you're versus Luka Doncic in a 7th game. Well, at that stage, which, it's not going to get to that stage, maybe. There's a chance to get to that stage. If it gets to a Game 7, I'm switching sides. But this has been just a disappointing series for Luka and Dallas. And it's not on Luka. Luka is still the second best player alive. Like I said, it's not a game of one-on-ones.